Hello and welcome back to Stephanie's Movie Reviews. I'm your host, Stephanie Thompson. I'm a member of the Screen Actors Guild and AFTRA, a classically trained singer-songwriter, a vocal coach, and an actor myself. Well, in this show, we review 4 categories of films: action, family, drama, and comedy. In this particular segment, this is a second segment of 4 segments, we're going to review 2 family films. But before we do that, I just want to let you know, if you're watching live, stay with us. If you're watching on social media, you can go to www.akexpertstv.com and you can watch all of my movie reviews there. You can also watch our other 2 shows, World of Book Reviews with Judy Morio and Amy Kardashian and the Experts with Amy Kardashian. She is the creator, director, and producer of all 3 of our shows. So the movie that I reviewed for the family film, the first family film, was Leap. And I have to say that I probably would not have gone to see this movie if I hadn't had to review it for a family film, and I would have missed out. It's set in 1869, and it's about this little girl and her best friend. They live in an orphanage. They escape the orphanage and they run away to Paris, both of them to pursue their both individual dreams. Her best friend has a dream of becoming an inventor, and she has a dream of becoming a ballerina. So they get to Paris and they get separated. So this little girl, she actually finds the ballet dance school, but she gets kicked out the first day as like a rugrat. They don't look at her at all, just treat her like a street urchin. But one of the ladies who works there, played by Carly Rae Jepsen, she kind of takes pity on her, and she works in the ballet school, and the girl starts kind of being an apprentice under her, working under her, and helps her at her job at this fancy house. Well, a series of things happen, and I won't go into details because I don't want to spoil it for you. But the little girl gets an opportunity to be a dancer at the ballet school. And it's obvious from the beginning. I mean, if the instructor doesn't make it obvious enough, which he does on a regular basis, call her out and tell her how much she doesn't belong there, that she doesn't belong there. The only thing this little girl has going for her is her spunk, her spirit, her desire to be a ballerina, and some talent. But she doesn't have the schooling the other little girls do, and she doesn't have the training that they do. And every day you think she's going to get kicked out, but she manages to gut under the wire every time. And the lady that she is apprenticing with, we find out, used to be a dancer. So once the lady kind of finds out what she's doing, she takes pity on her and she starts training her. And when she starts training her, we find out the girl actually does have some talent as a dancer, and she does have some promise to be a ballet dancer. And it's a beautiful, beautiful crafted little story. Then meanwhile, we have the lady of the house where the little girl and the instructor work, and she's played by Kate McKinnon. Kate McKinnon, oh my gosh, I have to give her credit. She plays evil so well. This lady is so evil, and you don't know how evil she is until toward the end, when she just goes completely psycho and does some really crazy things, because she has a daughter that wants to be a ballet dancer, and so she's like the craziest stage mom you ever could imagine. But anyway, the movie is beautiful. It's a sweet story. The characters are well drawn. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 5 popcorns. And the lesson that I took away from it was that if you have a dream and you have to take a risk. And if you have that spark, you have to take a risk for your dream. No matter if you don't have the money, you don't have the connections, it's worth it to take the risk. And sometimes the impossible can be possible. And the other thing that I took away from it is that don't hang around people who tell you what you want to hear. Your true friends will tell you the truth. And that's my take on Leap. We'll be right back after this next commercial break.
What do you mean by awakening? What do you mean by?
I didn't focus on my weaknesses. I focused on my strength, and I was able not only to lead myself, I was able to lead my team into success.
Many people ask me, what do you mean by awakening the powerful leader within you? I have been leading myself and others for years. Well, I tell them, of course you have. But did you know that you have way more power than you can ever imagine? See, you and I, we were born with the capability to lead ourselves to live our purpose. Then life's challenges and obstacles come along and buries our capabilities. How do I know that? I know it because life happened to me.
My question to you today is this. What are you creating? Now, I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he was thinking I'm gonna download something?
Hi, and welcome back to Stephanie's Movie Reviews. I'm your host, Stephanie Thompson. Well, in this segment, we're reviewing two family films. The first film was Leap, and the second one is The Nut Job, Nutty by Nature. I went back and watched the first Nut Job movie because I really enjoyed the second one, and I wanted to see what the first one was all about to kind of to build me up for the second one. And I really enjoyed the both films, so I recommend the Nut Job 2 Nutty by Nature stands alone on its own pretty well because I watched it first. But watching the first one, you can get an idea of the background on the characters, and so I recommend you to do that. Well, the Nut Job 2 Nutty by Nature, we come back to Surly the squirrel and his ragtag group of animals with Katherine Heigl plays Andy the squirrel. And we have some new characters in this movie. So they are in the nut shop and they are living the life, okay? Surly is in charge of all the animals and they are just stuffing themselves with nuts, just completely overindulging and having fun and playing games with food and all this kind of thing and just living the high life. And then something happens and what do we do? So they have to start scrounging around again. Well, meanwhile, the mayor of the town wants to take the park, their beautiful park that they've always used for scrounging food, and turn it into an amusement park because he's not lining his pockets with enough money. So Surly gets the animals together and they start sabotaging the plans for the amusement park, and they mess up a few machines and things like that, but they're not wholly successful, and the mayor starts getting cleverer and they have to find some other resources because the mayor brings in these guys who bait traps and start catching the animals, and the animals are in dire straits. Well, Surly, meanwhile, one of the animals gets caught. The mayor has this ridiculously psychopathic sociopathic. I'm not sure what you call our little daughter. And she's crazy. And she has a little dog named Frankie, played by Bobby Cannavale. And the dog, Precious, who's with the animals, gets taken by the little girl. And so Surly goes after Precious to get her back. Meanwhile, they're in the city and they come across this group of mice led by Mr. Fang, who is none other than Jackie Chan. And of course, it's Jackie Chan, so of course Mr. Fang is schooled in martial arts and everything. And he's not very friendly towards Surly the first time they encounter each other. But when they're really in trouble, the animals bond together and things happen, and everyone, you know, I won't give you spoilers, but it's a nice ending. So anyway, I really liked this movie. I thought that it was good. It had some good lessons, and I gave it 4 popcorns. I like Surly. I thought he's a neat character. Will Arnett plays Surly very well, and I thought he was very well developed from the last movie. So again, Nut Job 2, Nutty by Nature, stands alone pretty well. But if you watch the first one, you can see the development of the evolution of Surly's character, which is nice to see. And in the second one, Nutty by Nature, you can also see how he and Buddy first met. So that was fun to see that too, because Buddy's his best friend. Anyway, the lesson I took away from Nutty by Nature is that if you lay around and don't work hard for what you've got, then you're not prepared when life throws you curveballs. That's what I got. So anyway, we'll see you on the next segment.
Are you frustrated and wasting time searching for high-quality education and entertainment and not finding it? Stop wasting your time. We've got your solution. Our 3 dynamic and unique online TV shows provide you with high-quality and easy-to-find content. Everything from business skills and self-development to book and movie reviews and everything in between. At akexpertstv.com, you'll find high-quality experts in their field. In one place, at no cost to you. Visit www.akexpertstv.com today.